Hi everyone, Kyriacos Eliades here. So I posted a clip that I had done on YouTube, sheriffs and cowboys, and you would have seen me with the hat on YouTube. And, a lot of people are asking me, but geez, I would never do that. And, you know, what is the message? And, some people are like saying, but I could never do that. Now, you know, the biggest thing is that what is more embarrassing is going home, never succeeding to achieve your budgets, or eventually your business not making it, and you need to go and tell your family that your business is not making it and you're going to close it down, can't pay your bills, and you can't pay your house bonds, you can't pay your car payments, and you've got to face your family. And if you don't have a family, you've got to face yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, this is the position that I'm in. So the message that I was trying to relate out there is that what are you going to do to get out of your comfort zone? Because at the end of the day, that's not embarrassing. What is embarrassing is going and facing people that you have failed and you can't meet your commitments. And if you have a family, you need to look at them and say, you know what, I haven't achieved it. So you'll do whatever it takes to make sure that you create that sale. And I'll tell you a little story what happened to me a couple of years ago. And I classified myself as a very good salesperson and doing well in that. And I used to be involved in the townships, and we used to supply equipment to people in the townships in forms of pool tables and entertainments in forms of video games and jukeboxes, and that was the job. And eventually, I was asked to join up with a company and push up their sales, and they had been the largest in the whole of Africa, and not just in South Africa, but in the whole of Africa. And the idea was to be able to take people all over, shebeen owners, cafe owners, and teach them how to eventually own their own equipment and become their own bosses. And one of the things was, and I'll never forget it, is that they decided that we go for a seminar. And the seminar was somebody from America, and his name was Blair Singer. Now, at that time, he had written books. He had traveled all over the world. His strategy was sales and leadership. And we decided to do his seminar. And I don't just come up with all these things, I have gone to seminars, I have mixed with top salespeople in the world, and we're just not talking in our country, but in the world, and learned from them. And one of the things is that when we went to the seminar, and I just want to give you an example, he wrote this book called Sales Dogs. And he's known as the bestseller and author of Little Voice, Sales Dogs, and Team Code. As you can see there, it's Rich Dad, and everybody knows about Rich Dad. There it says there, endorsed by Robert Kiyosaki, Sales Dog. So you can actually see this is a man that is world renowned for the books that he's written, for what he does. And I went to a 3-day seminar of his. So these are people that have helped not thousands but hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. They don't just do one country, they do worldwide. So, in any case, when I went to his seminar, and I thought I was good, he took me to a complete new level. And it's that little voice, and you've heard us talk about the little voice that says you can't do it. So, do you have what it takes to get to the next level? And that's what it's about, because any business, its lifeline is sales. Without sales, you have no business. And that's what it is. Without sales, no business. And you got to remember that is the lifeline to a business. Now, it's one of the things, if let's say, for instance, you got a pitch and, you get an opportunity to see a CEO, which you'll never actually run into, and you get to see him, and you've got 30 seconds to get this man's attention because you've run into him or you've seen him in the company that you're trying to do the pitch or whatever. Can you get this guy on board? If you do a sales pitch and somebody says to you, you know what, just come and tell the whole company, and you've got to stand in front of 100 people or 200 people and do that pitch, can you do it? So it's not about, how can I put it to you, is that you should know how to get yourself to the next level. If you're so worried what people are going to think, you're never going to do anything. And these are things that we repeat here all the time. And one of the things is that I always say to people is that you don't know unless you try. There are three things in sales. I always say it. There are three things. There's a yes, there's a no, and there's a lesson to be learned. Now that lesson, if you've learned it, you might be able to change it into a yes or a no. But that is the basic things to sales. Yes, no, and a lesson to be learned. And how do you take that lesson and change it? So that is where I'm coming from. So when you saw me put the sunglasses and the hat, it's like I'm saying, I will do whatever it takes to get the attention that I need to get to do that sale. So if I need to go and pitch in front of 100 people or 200 or 1,000 or 10,000, then that's what I'm going to do. Because at the end of the day, there's a much more embarrassing thing than actually putting yourself out there. And so what if you fail? That's how you learn. There will be many times that people will say no to you. People won't like the way that you approach, and that's fine. You're not going to get everybody on board. But it's about always standing up and saying to yourself, I'm going to go to the next level. So if you're worried so much what people think about you, then at the end of the day, that's all you're going to do is you're going to worry about other people. You only get sometimes one shot. It might be 30 seconds. It might be a minute, maybe even 5 minutes to close that sale, to impress those people enough. So the only way is to get yourself out there and pitch it. That's the only way. I was involved with this group, and we didn't help 100 people or 1,000 people become businessmen and businesswomen, because that was what we used, entrepreneur, or I actually said a businessman or a businesswoman. We managed to help thousands of people. Until today, this company continues to help thousands of people on the African continent. They are the largest on the African continent, manufacturers of pool tables, and that's what they do. I had the privilege of being with these guys to do these sales, and that's where originally the deal maker came from. So I didn't help 100 people. I helped thousands of people become businessmen, business ladies, and today some of them are very big business people, and we didn't just take this in South Africa, we took it on the African continent. And I needed to get myself to the next level. I've met the man. He showed me how to get it to the next level and not listen to that little voice that says you cannot do it. So if I got to put a cowboy hat on to make sure that I can get their attention to do a sale, then that's what I'll do. If I've got to put a clown suit on to be able to get into a group of children that I need to sell toys, or I need to sell fast foods or Happy Meals or birthday packs, then that's what I will do. So at the end of the day, so what if you have people that criticize you? You know, at the end of the day, if you've done the sale and you're offering value, then you're on the right track. Like I say, this man has helped hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. I've been to the seminars. And, I continue to educate myself with people that, teach people all over the world, because that's what I want to learn to become better, and I want to teach other people. So when you look at that, that's the lesson I wanted to teach out there. Get out of your comfort zone and push yourself to the next level. At the end of the day, if I put you into a group of people, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, can you do that pitch? And that's what it's about. You will at times embarrass yourself. You'll get stuck with your words. You won't know what to say. And the only way is to learn. And the more you put yourself out there, the better you will become. So don't worry about the critics. Don't worry what people say. Look at that as fuel for your fire to become better and bigger. And that's what you should be looking at. At the end of the day, you have the potential, and we say it all the time, for greatness. But you need to put yourself out there. And remember, the lifeline to a business is sales. If you do not know how to sell, the business will never make it. Anybody can sell, but can you close? And that is how you keep a business afloat. So I want to thank everybody, and if you guys want to have a look at it, it's on YouTube with the sunglasses, the cowboy caps, and that is, at the end of the day, is about putting yourself to the next level. I will do what it takes to close the sale. I will never hold back. If I need to pitch in front of 100 people or 10,000 or 100,000, I will pitch it, because I need to close. That's what it's about. Thanks everybody. Kyriacos Eliades. If you're liking it, subscribe to us on YouTube and that. And at the end of the day, we strive to give out this information, and we want to make a difference. And thank you once again to everybody. Cheers.